The music and the performance and the fashion are one. I don't separate my art from my life. It is one whole thing.
Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Patrick.
And this is Chewing on Pearls, the show where we dissect and decipher Lady Gaga's chameleonic career and its impact, one pearl at a time. So we're back.
We're back.
We're back. It's us. Some of you may know us as Tom and Patrick, as we just introduced ourselves. Some of you may know us as Glitter and Grease. Some of you may know us as two, random gays on the internet.
Yes.
With a love of Lady Gaga.
Yes. And we are back in podcast form this time.
We are.
To continue the conversation.
Yes.
To unpack the dialogues surrounding LG.
The thing is, we're not unlike her because in 2020, we started Glitter and Grease, which is when Chromatica came out.
Yes.
And now we're like on the cusp of her next album and we're like starting a new project.
And we're like, should we do that again?
Yeah. We're on the same timeline as,
we really
as
are.
our mother.
We are. So I guess for context, we had this fun little silly show that we basically just made for ourselves and our friends, where we talked primarily Gaga's fashion moments, and it just like was a silly like pandemic kind of like, let's make something and be generative, and like started as kind of like a virtual thing. And it, it was what it was, and we kind of let it dissipate because life and work and, all those things.
The YouTube of it all. And just like then when pandemic time was, coming to a close, ? And like life was picking back up, we just like couldn't keep up with it. I feel like also a big part of it was like, because we had focused on fashion, it was always a question mark of like, how do we talk about this other thing in the context of fashion, and like always using fashion as a lens. And I feel like with this project, the only lens is Lady Gaga.
Totally.
And her career and her music and her fashion, like all of it. But like not limiting ourselves in that way is going to allow us to explore more of the things that we talk about when we're not holding microphones in front of our mouths.
Yeah.
Because it's been a part of our friendship long before Glitter and Grease.
Right. We are known public little monsters, like proud little monsters.
Yeah, publicly identified.
Which some of you can't say.
No, some of you can't say that.
But we see you.
I know, because when we run into one of these girls on these streets who like, because we're publicly known monsters, people
we are
us.
a safe space.
Yes. So people will be like, girl, like, did you see her do this? Like, do you remember when she did this? And we just look and we say, we see you.
Mm-hmm. Pause up.
Okay. We're just a little bit more, out there with it. Some might say cringe. Some might say
born brave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Born brave.
Yeah. And I think there's something that like, okay, why are we doing this now? Yes. As we speak, there is anticipation building for LG's return.
Today is famously August 15th of 2024.
And she clocked us all when we were saying, oh, she's going to do something maybe in August. And she said, yes, I am. And it's a collab with Bruno Mars, which we'll get into later.
Yeah. Another time.
But we feel like, yes, there's cultural conversation happening about her, and we have a lot to say, and we've been saying it.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think there was a period of my life where I felt kind of an aversion to doing any kind of, I don't know, anything that made me feel like, oh, who am I to be an authority on yada yada. But if there is anything that we could be an authority on,
you are right,
and that we should stand 10 toes down on, it is this.
Yes.
And it's actually a disservice that there is no one out there doing this work.
No, because it truly is like, I mean, just to speak to our friendship a little bit, I have never met someone in my life who, like, when you refer to something she was wearing, I can see it in my head. And when I do, you can see it in your head. Like, we have seen all the same images. I feel like we were interacting with things
in different parts of this country when we were teenagers at the same time and going through the same phases.
And in representing that kind of identity in our communities and in our small like worlds, where it's like we are synonymous. We've talked about this on your famous podcast, and how like we met each other because people that we knew at the time were like, oh, I have a Lady Gaga gay. Yeah, you would like my Lady Gaga gay.
Yes, exactly. It's a thing.
Like we were clocked. Yeah,
we were those girls, and we were put together. And it's like, why were we put on this earth?
Right.
I don't know that another podcast needs to be made, but I feel like this podcast needs to be made. Well, but
this is the thing is like this podcast has been happening. It just hasn't been recorded. These conversations. This is nothing
beautifully
new. This is
said.
Literally nothing new.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly like you've said this so often. Like we are historians, we are archivists. Like the number of Lady Gaga pictures that are like deep cuts that we have on our phones, saved to our camera rolls. I have a folder on my computer. That I started when I was like 13.
Yeah.
Of images of the swimming.
And I recently went home to see two dear friends from high school both get married. Not to each other, but I mean like, come on, basically. Why not? I mean, we all are kind of like the three of us. But yeah. And, you know, with that, like seeing people I haven't seen for a really long time, or, you know, like people from high school or like extended family or whatever. And like, being introduced as like, oh my God, I love your Gaga podcast. Yeah. And it's like, well, we've actually never had a podcast. Yeah, it was more of like a, I don't know, like a YouTube talk show. But regardless, that was what, 2020?
Yeah.
And people are still like, oh, that's you. You do that thing.
Yes.
I love that thing you do.
And it's not the people that were immediately around all the time. Like I just told you, I was at a picnic where a friend of a friend's sister was like, oh, like, are you and Patrick still doing your Gaga podcast? Right. And I was like, just
so
wait.
it's like the people that it's funny. It's
yeah.
So we were like, why not?
Yeah. And we've been talking about this in particular for months. And I feel like we're kind of grappling with like, there's so much to talk about.
Right.
And there's so much to say. And like I said earlier, I feel like we were limited before by like really focusing on the looks. And now it's kind of like no holds barred.
Right. And I guess that is a great segue into, you know, let's be real here. This is not idol worship.
No. We are critics.
Yes, we are cultural critics.
Yes.
We have thoughts. Mm-hmm. We have opinions. And, you know, we may not agree on things. And we are not afraid to challenge and criticize or, you know, contextualize.
Yeah, contextualize. That's a huge part of it, is that, you know, talking about the culture at large with Lady Gaga as our reference point, you know, like she's sort of the North Star of the show, and that we are guided by her career and her decisions and the things that she has done. But we're also zooming out at times to talk about why it matters in the context of the culture she exists in.
Right. And you know, her rise has really kind of defined pop culture from like 2008 until now, you know? And like, it's interesting to still be able to do something like this now in 2024.
Yeah.
And
I don't think she has any plans of quitting.
Right.
At all. And I think that's what's fun about it, is that we don't have like an episode format that we'll be sticking to for this show. Like we are going to have like shorter episodes where we're just talking about a track. We're going to have multi-episode series where we are like covering a theme that we have found in her career or in a project she's done. Like this is going to be a deep dive. This is also going to be researched, but it's also going to be silly and fun and off the cuff. Like it's just us. That's who we are.
It's just us. And, you know, it feels like there is a lot to say. Like when people are talking about Lady Gaga, they're not just talking about her.
Right. That's the thing. Again, she is the reference point for so much of what has happened in the last 2 decades.
Right. And it's our job to unpack that.
Yeah.
And educate.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes fangirl, but not too much.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
and honestly, you wouldn't have clicked on this if you weren't a fan. So
Right.
if you made it this far,
Yeah. If you're this far into it, what are we like?
you either are enjoying it or you are unable to turn it off and are in need of help. And
Yeah, you're
I
sick.
hope emergency services.
We're
are on
12
the way.
minutes in, so if people got this far, you're right. But yeah, and when I say it's just us, that doesn't mean that we won't have guests in the future. Who knows? We don't know.
Who knows?
We don't know.
We do love a feature.
Right. We do love a feature. We do know that we will be talking again soon about a topic that is very prescient. We do know that we'll be talking again soon about a kind of theme in Gaga's career that we'd like to explore in more depth. So those can be expected soon.
So why chewing on pearls?
Yeah. What's with the name?
What's with the name?
Well, it famously comes from Lady Gaga's song, I Like It Rough, when she says, I'm a hard girl. Loving me? That's like chewing on pearls.
And pearls are what but little nuggets of information strung together to, you know, present something about the person wearing them.
Yes.
They are iconic, timeless, heirloom,
treasures,
heritage, treasures. And they can mean a lot of different things. You know, there's the girl who's wearing her grandmother's pearls with her negligee.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Right?
Hello.
There's just her.
Yeah, just her. That's
It's just
the only
her.
one we
Yeah,
care about.
she's the only one.
There's so many fake pearls out there
pearls.
that can be just as beautiful, if not more. Pearls are something to be discovered and unearthed. They're hidden until found, and then once found, they're put on display immediately.
Priceless.
It's fascinating, and we're chewing on them because we're talking, and we both like to yap.
We love to yap, and you know we're chewing on them because it's an exercise.
Yes.
We're jaw maxing, as the kids say.
Exactly.
We're chewing. We're building muscle.
Like this definitely is sort of like a free association kind of introductory episode, but we'll be parsing out these pearls. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be like looking at them and organizing them before we chew on them. You know, it's really about like processing and feeling the texture and the tension of every pearl
and what came before and what's coming after.
Yes. And we've kind of had this name in our back pockets for a while, I feel like it was always something when we were doing Glitter and Grease. It was kind of like chewing on pearls. Maybe that could be like an episode format where we do like deep dives into one look or something. And now we're here and we're kind of like, no, we want all of them. We want all the pearls.
Right.
Like there's so many little treasures that people don't know about Gaga's career. And there's also these huge, obvious ones that we just have to investigate further. And I think the name speaks for itself personally.
T.
So as a reference point going forward, just to like mark where we are in time, Patrick, why don't you begin to explain where Gaga is right now, what she has been up to, what she is doing lately?
Yes. So, famously, the Olympics happened.
Yes, they did
and
happen.
Gaga opened the show.
She did.
And did, you know, it was classic schmaltzy showbiz Gaga that we know and love, absolutely adore. And then, you know, had like such a lovely fan reception in Paris that felt like evocative of like 2011, 2012 kind of like Gaga in Europe. And she obviously felt it too because she was so compelled to pop her little smiling face out of that sunroof with that iPad and play some LG7 snippets.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we're really excited by. And we know that that's like generated a lot of buzz, and we've talked about on Always Sometimes Lately.
Yeah.
We talked about kind of like the pre LG7 fervor that's growing in the fan base. And now it feels we're on the cusp, but fake out new LG, but Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars.
Yes. Die with a smile, girl.
Coming in mere hours.
Yes, it's 7:04 p.m. It's coming at 11 p.m.
So I guess you'll have to tune back in to hear our thoughts.
Hear our takes. I think you hit on everything that's kind of happening. We are both filing away all of these fan theories and quote unquote insider theories about when LG7 is coming, what the Joker soundtrack rollout will be in relation to LG7. Like, I guess that's a big thing, is that basically all of September she's going to be promoting Joker.
Well, I guess, are we LG7 truthers? Meaning, do we think that LG7 is coming in 2024?
No.
Yeah.
No. But if it does, I'm so glad.
Right.
Yeah.
No, overjoyed. But let's be real.
Yeah. Let's see what's coming up on the schedule.
album? No.
No. She's dropping a track tonight. It's a duet, as Patrick said.
And with a video.
Yeah, and a video with Miss Bruno Mars. And then, again, in September, she's going to be promoting and doing all the premieres for Joker. And then in October, Joker comes out. So she'll probably be doing some interviews and stuff then.
Well, let's not forget the liquid eyeliner.
The liquid eyeliner is coming out. I don't know when. And then November's the scary election. And then December's Christmas. January's New Year's. I'm just kind of like, it makes sense to me that the album would come post-movie, post-election, post-holiday.
Right. But to play devil's advocate, I suppose, and acknowledge the fans that do believe that LG7 is near, if we are to believe, based off of kind of what she's been showing us in this this pre-era time and those snippets, that if LG7 is going to be this darker kind of world, it wouldn't be crazy to think that it could be Joker album in October, ooky spooky, boots the house,
Halloween.
Boo. Yeah.
Halloween boots.
A lot
of fans think this. A lot of fans think
but
that's what's happening.
argue that actually might make too much sense. And not all the time does she do the thing that makes sense on paper.
I feel like she has some other little projects up her sleeve that...
Including her engagement.
Yeah, hello. That's another little bit of news.
I mean...
Is it news, though?
Well, I think we've known... I think since her birthday, when she posted like
I'm in love with my best friend,
I think that's when he asked.
And we have seen a ring in the paparazzi photos for sure.
Yes.
And then she was speaking, somebody was recording her speaking to the Prime Minister of France, and she
was queening out with the Prime Minister of France.
News outlets were saying Lady Gaga and fan.
Literally.
She introduced Michael as her fiance. So
I know. I love that. Like Just Jared is like Lady Gaga and fan.
Yeah.
And it's like, the Prime Minister of a country. But okay.
I mean, she's more powerful than he is.
I mean, but is he not a fan?
I mean, he must be.
I mean, that was the truth.
It was very sweet. I hope she's happy. Actually, she seems really happy right now. I feel like that's the other thing. We're always trying to like tap into where she's at emotionally. And I feel like between her like energy at the Chromatica Ball tour film premiere and like her energy like in Paris, it just feels like and the scrapped Sasha Velour interview, she seems happy. She seems like she's in a generative and healthy place when it comes to her creativity and her personal life.
Bienvenue.
Yeah.
À Paris.
Yes. She was like, I'm here, girl. Like, I'm happy and I'm here. She was living on that stage, and I think she was living she was definitely living when she was playing those snippets. Like,
oh, she was popping off.
Yeah. I think she was like, oh, wait.
She said, wait, I'm still that girl.
Yeah.
And like, we knew.
Yeah, we knew, of course. It was funny too, like after the Chromatica Ball film premiere, after she wore that look that was white, it was made of a car part. The way that the internet exploded, like people that you, again, like don't really know are fans, were freaking out.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Totally.
It like changed. Like that was all she needed to do for the hype for LG7 to be like where it's at now.
What is she going to do?
Reaching a boil. Yeah. It was just insane. I think people were just like, oh my God, freaky, weird, scary Gaga's
right
here.
And we kind of roll our eyes when people say this, like she's back, because if you're really paying attention, she's never gone anywhere.
No, she's always been a freaky girl.
And a theater girl.
Yeah. She's always...
So it's like when she's doing the showbiz, schmaltzy, A-list, rubbing elbows with these people, it's like that has been her.
Yeah. And also like, I guess this is important to like disclose is that we both come from the Gaga school of thought that's like everything is a performance anyway. 100%. There's no difference between her performing on stage with Tony and her like, you know,
people love to use the South by Southwest clip of her getting like puked on and like all of that.
It all serves the same purpose. And I think the little clip that we played at the top of the episode kind of speaks to that.
And was kind of like the I don't know, the catalyst for us like seriously considering this as something that we have to do, because we like kind of stumbled upon that video, and that I believe that's like she's doing promo for the Fame. Like it's early and it was like a previously like unseen clip.
And it's such like a succinct statement around her beliefs as an artist that she has elaborated upon in years since, but just for her so early in her career to be like the fashion, the art, the music, it's all one thing and it's all my life. It's all who I am. Like none of it is separate. That's like the whole ethos of what Lady Gaga is and how she has redefined pop stardom since 2008.
I mean, no one was talking about eras.
Let's talk about that.
Actually, we can't because we'll get copyright claimed.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot happening in Gaga's world right now. There's going to be a lot for us to cover that's like current, but we'll be deep diving into the past as well, which will be exciting. And also like, you know, talking about the past as it relates to this moment too, I think is really important.
And anecdotally, like our lives too. It will be fun to reminisce and, you know, talk about
totally
like kind of where we were. And I'm excited that the journey continues.
Me too.
Yeah. And, you know, we're just so grateful that, you know, we're hoping there's an audience out there for this.
Yeah.
And, we're looking forward to sharing more of ourselves and kind of letting you into, the artist behind the curtain.
Yeah.
As we also dissect and discuss and
all the things. It's like it's going to be fun. It's also going to be serious.
Right.
And it's going to show off
will
our critical
need
thinking
one
skills.
5 subject spiral bound notebook.
Yeah.
If you are if you're playing along at home.
Yes.
Yes.
Take notes.
Yeah. There may be a few images that you might need to Google.
Yeah.
No,
totally.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some of that like linking.
We'll
link in the show notes.
Yeah. We'll provide footnotes for the casual listener.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you somehow hear this and you aren't following us on Instagram, our Instagram is chewing__pearls. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I guess you'll hear from us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Chewing